Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Invest Tall, the podcast where tall newlyweds discuss all of life's investments. I'm Satori.
And I'm Parker. In addition to talking about how we invest our finances, we also like to talk about how we invest in ourselves and into our relationship as we navigate this new life as a married couple. Satori, what are we talking about today?
We're talking about sourdough.
One of Satori's new favorite hobbies and side quests that she's picked up.
Yep.
When did you start this?
Okay, I started this about 2 weeks ago.
Who gave you
It's only
the
been
starter?
2 weeks. Yeah, shout out to your sister.
Shout out to Annika.
Both. Your brother and sister.
Wait, 2 weeks ago you started?
I want to say, yeah. It's been
Feels like she's been making so much
I
sourdough.
know,
It feels
right?
like she's been doing this for a lot longer.
Well, it's because I got it right away, and then I was like, I need to make something right away. I was so excited.
Yeah.
But anyways, your brother had a friend who had sourdough starter and lent him some, and your sister started using it. So then she gave me some, and then I started using that.
Yeah, it's just a whole family affair.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I honestly, the sourdough craze, I feel like has been hitting social media for a while now. I thought it would have infected your brain a long time ago.
I was never on that side of like TikTok or social media, or I just heard people mention it.
We would
and
see
it was
it,
always
but it was like,
sourdough. I feel like there was never a good vibe around. Like
I thought there was.
There was, but
yeah, because once you start, I feel like some people get hooked.
Yeah. Well, it's so easy because there's so many recipes.
Story sucks.
And it's so much fun because it's kind of like a little challenge to see if you did it correctly and if
sometimes
your
it's a gamble.
starter is healthy.
Right.
It is a gamble.
I've seen a couple failures. Only like one failure.
Yeah, my first loaf was kind of a failure. We ate the whole loaf.
We did eat it all.
Good, but it definitely didn't rise or like have the sourdough loaf fluffiness
Little
that
gummy.
I wanted. Yeah. But toasted with some butter, like it was fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I do love the part of the sourdough community where you can just share it with people.
Yeah.
Like I think that's cool that you.
I think since then too, since your first one, it's been exponential growth. It got better every single time. And not only that, but she started making new things. You can do, I didn't realize this, I thought she was just making sourdough breads. No, she's been making crazy stuff. You can
I made
walk
some
them through.
cinnamon rolls.
Yep.
I made English muffins. I made pancakes today, but that was with the discard. So you can even make things with the parts that you're throwing away. But it's constantly an investment that you got to keep growing, and you have to feed it daily. And that's really how I've gotten better at all my recipes, or just it's gotten more fluffy, or there's more that you can do with it because your starter is so healthy.
Can you explain to people who aren't familiar what is a starter and how do you, like, why is sourdough so special in the process?
So honestly, I don't know exactly what's all in sourdough starter.
Okay.
Because I didn't make my own, but you can make your own starter, which is just like flour, water, and then I think you have to like get whatever, you know how you put yeast in, just like you can have yeast bread?
Is there yeast in sourdough?
No, it's a different type of bacteria.
Okay.
I believe. But that's what makes
Fact check us on this one. I'm learning as well, so
I would have to do research on the starter, but I know how to feed it, and I know how to keep
How do you feed it?
the healthy bacteria. Every day, you do, well, I do a 1-to-1-to-1 ratio usually, but if it's getting a little unhealthy, then I add a little bit more flour. So to feed it, you do flour, water, and that's it. That's all you got to do. But the important part is consistently doing it daily. Otherwise, your sourdough can start to grow either bad bacteria or just kind of die off. Like it won't be as bubbly and
It's like a little human. It's like a little baby.
Yeah, kind of.
And you've named yours, correct?
Yeah, I did name mine. It's Polly.
Polly.
Yeah.
It's a good name.
Thanks.
Polly the sourdough starter. And then
Yep.
Polly just keeps growing, is my understanding. It gets bigger and bigger. And then you basically just like cut Polly in half and use half of her to make a loaf of bread or whatever else you make. And then the half that you didn't use keeps growing. You just keep feeding it.
Yes.
And you never run out.
You never really run out.
That's crazy.
As it keeps growing and growing, you have to discard part of it. Otherwise, your jar can't hold it. Or you can just keep,
like
doubling the amount that you have, basically, and put it in bigger jars every single time. So yeah, I mean, it's a living thing, like the bacteria in it, which is really cool. But that's also what makes it so flavorful.
Yep. That's very, I think it's crazy. I should maybe start in making it with you.
Yeah, you should.
Or at least just watch.
Yeah, we found this
donut I watched your
recipe
videos.
Yeah.
Started making some like sourdough videos.
That's a good idea. You should try and make
my first loaf.
Yeah, just from watching my recipe video.
Oh, gotcha.
See how it goes.
It's like a reaction video, except it's following along with the instructions.
Comment if you guys want to see that.
It's like a video inside of a video inside of another video.
Yeah.
Wow. We just came up with a great idea right there.
Yeah.
Anyways, why are we talking about sourdough today?
Yeah, we're not just talking about this today because it's such a fun hobby for me.
But it is.
But yeah, it basically is. But this is our Investal podcast, and there's a lot of parallels between baking sourdough, baking with and growing your starter, and investments and your investing portfolio.
Yeah. And not just your financial portfolio, but this can coincide, I think, with a lot of hobbies that take a little bit of effort, a little bit of investment of time, to kind of grow and become better at it and to see the fruits of your labor. Yeah, I watch my wife every single day feed her starter, a little bit of flour and water, I think is what it is. Is there anything else?
Nope, I just do
but it's very
flour and water.
Specific amounts, correct?
Yes, but I kind of like to overmeasure a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes. And you really got to read it. Like if it's a little bit too liquidy or watery, that means that it's hungry. So you have to give it more flour.
Interesting. Okay. I like this for the analogy a lot. Because where my analogy comes in is maybe not daily. You have to be checking your investment portfolio, right, from the financial side. Right. But it is something that requires attention constantly and should be fed so it can keep growing. Because if your starter is not fed daily, what happens?
It's going to die off.
It dies off. It stops rising and it kind of just dies.
Yep. Or it'll just, not have that good bacteria.
Yeah, for sure. And if you add too much into it, then it grows too big and kind of just becomes bad. Is that what happens?
Yeah, it just won't have the right consistency. Or it won't bake correctly.
Right mix, right portfolio mix. Yeah. So this analogy, you can keep going with this one forever. It's just like your investment portfolio. Once the dough is mixed, you don't actually do too much, is my understanding. You stretch it a little, you fold it, you take some time, let it sit there for a little bit before you actually baking. And I think investing is the same. You can't rush the compounding that happens inside of your accounts and stuff, and you can't hack it, supercharge it. You can try. You can do a lot of things that is going to be very damaging to your account and increase the risk, which also increases the risk of you losing all your money or losing your sourdough. But you have to just let it sit and trust the process a lot of times. Yeah. And hopefully you come out with a good loaf of sourdough. But another important part is the baking process. And you use a specific heat and time. Have you nailed that down so far?
Yeah, I had to switch it after the first one, but I start it in a Dutch oven. It's like a specific kind of pot. And you start with the lid on, and then you take the lid off for
in the oven.
Extra. Yes.
In the oven for a little bit.
I do on in the oven for like 26 minutes, and then I take the lid off, and I do another 9 to 10 minutes.
Okay.
So it's all about getting the right kind
of bake. Does the top get extra? Is that what makes the top extra darker,
so with the
crispy?
lid on, it won't get as nice and crispy on the outside. You have to take the lid off to get that nice crispy outside.
And if you panic, pull it out too early, you ruin the loaf.
Yeah.
Just like your stocks.
Yeah.
Panic selling. But if you leave it in there too long and you overbake it, you also ruin it.
Yeah.
Which could be overbuying a single asset or something like that.
Right.
There's a lot of ways to take this analogy.
I know. It's very, very similar.
Yeah.
But I think two of important parts are knowing that you have to have the starter to even bake sourdough bread. So if you're not putting in something right away, even if it's $5 or starting some sort of investment, you're not going to have any bread to bake. But with sourdough, you really only need a teaspoon of sourdough starter to have it grow literally buckets of sourdough starter.
Yep. And it's the same for compound interest in investing. Yeah. All you need is that first contribution.
And then the second most important thing to it, I think, is the consistency, because just like you have to feed it daily, you're not going to find that or get the compound interest that you want if you're not doing daily investments and, or as we would call it for the portfolio, is
contributions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the consistency part when it comes to sourdough is super important because it's a daily thing, but the consistency part when it comes to investing is more of a discipline thing.
Right.
It's more about holding yourself accountable to making those, to carving out a little bit of budget to actually put money towards your future. And you have to remember daily to feed your sourdough. For investing, it's even easier. You got to remember like once a month.
Yeah.
You know, so it can be harder in that sense, but I think it'd be more harder, much more harder to just always be constantly adding to it daily, which you don't have to be doing. But I mean,
I think it also shows the importance of having goals from your investments, because what makes me keep growing my starter is being excited for a new recipe or something that I actually want to bake.
Another loaf.
So knowing that you want to like see growth because you want to be able to maybe use your investments in the future for, I don't know, a down payment on a house or something.
I used to watch a lot of sourdough videos of people getting it right on the first time, and I was like, that's luck. I think that's luck. Yeah. They're just lucky. Because I've seen so many bad ones too.
Right, yeah.
But I think the important thing that I've seen on your journey and in just the investing journey and analogy that we're working with is it's not luck. It's the long-term reward is actually days, hours of consistency, feeding this thing, starting it, growing it, making sure it's a good batch, and then the folding, the letting it rise, the taking time to keep it in the oven at a certain temperature, a certain amount of time, and all the steps that go into it. I mean, it's definitely not luck. It's just, it's time and care. And that's
you can also do as much research and listen to as many podcasts before starting your own portfolio. But until you actually do it and start consistently putting it in yourself, and it's kind of like doing it as a practice, that's when you will find your perfect loaf, I guess. It's the same as sourdough. Like you can do a bunch of research and find the perfect recipe, or you know how long to leave it in the oven, or how to grow your starter correctly, but that doesn't mean that you're going to get it right on the first try.
100%. Start small. Stay consistent. Trust the time that you put into it. Don't panic during the heat. And enjoy the results.
Which we do. Which one has been your favorite so far?
Cinnamon roll.
Yeah.
Go make that sourdough, people. Go start at sourdough.
Yeah. I put a couple of the recipes on, or just me making them on my YouTube shorts if you want to check those out.
Next sourdough loaf, I believe, is being made currently. What are you doing with that one?
Well, no, I did feed my starter. I don't know if I'm going to use it today because I made those pancakes, but I might make another loaf because we're going up to our cabin this weekend.
I'm excited.
Me too. Which last weekend was fun too, because we had a pretty whirlwind of a weekend. It was going to Milwaukee for the Brewers game. My grandpa was hero of the game, which was such a cool experience. Did you enjoy the baseball game?
Yeah, it was good. I'm not a huge baseball fan all the time, but I have been watching more this summer because it's on all the time on TV. So I've been watching the Brewers a lot. Got to cheer them on in person. It was great. I was engaged the whole time. Both teams hit a lot of balls, which I thought was really fun and interesting.
Yeah, it was such a fun game, even though they lost.
They did end up losing by 1 at the end, but they made it real interesting in the 9th and in the 8th. So I will take it.
Yep.
I'm happy we went. It was fun. And we got to see the entire stadium of I think it was 40,000 people standing and giving a round of applause for your grandpa down on the field. That was pretty cool.
It was so cool. Yeah. Very fun weekend. And we had a tailgate beforehand, which is always fun.
With a lot of family.
Yeah. Lots of family and throwing the baseball around, all of that fun stuff. And we went straight from Milwaukee to Chicago because Parker's brother, Blake, graduated from Northwestern. So we went to a graduation dinner, went to graduation the next day. That was really fun too. I thought that was a good long weekend.
Yeah, it definitely was. I think We even had more possible travel after that we ended up not going to, but it was a lot of stuff, a lot of going back and forth, multiple hotels, but very rewarding and fun. We also got to see all of our friends back at Loyola. We stopped in for a little bit. We got to see staff members. I felt like we did a lot of talking.
Yeah, a lot of like catching up, explaining life in Germany, because it's been 9 months, but
we haven't seen these people in such a long period of time. But I don't know, when I got back here, it just felt like I hadn't even left.
Yeah, and you're like, oh wait, we gotta explain what happened.
I gotta go through like 10 months of not seeing you guys, and the last time we saw you guys, it was at the wedding.
Yeah. Oh, that's what's been really nice about this summer is like being able to invest in those relationships that we might not have seen this summer.
Right, yeah.
And or it's sometimes hard to, stay in touch with all your friends when you're living in a different country. Obviously not with social media, but making time to see them. So it was really kind of a perfect weekend to go
100%.
See everyone in Chicago that we know. Well, not everyone.
Well, that wouldn't have, and we'll be back, and we're going to see, I'm going to see more of my friends in a couple weeks, and I think none of that would have happened if we were in California or somewhere else. So I think that's really cool, and the silver lining of me getting injured and having to be back here. And we said that so many times.
Really.
This weekend about how lucky we are to see people, because you can call them on the phone or kind of see them on social media. It's just not the same.
Yeah.
So, and yes, I would have seen a lot of my friends in California as well. I can't wait to see all the people back in Germany, but it's nice to have some time at home and to see a different group of friends, different group of family. And I don't know if you guys remember, but last week we lost power, and that was last week, right? We lost power and had to do it inside. Yeah. As you can tell, it's nice and sunny today, but we almost lost power again yesterday. I feel like there were storms. There's been storms this entire week, and there's going to be more the next couple of days.
Yeah.
But don't worry, we're escaping to even colder weather up north.
It'll probably be the same.
Yeah,
a little
less rainy,
stormy. I think, too.
Less rainy, though?
Yeah.
Okay, that'll be good.
Well, that's our little catch-up. I feel like we haven't given you guys a full update in a little while, but it's been really nice to be home and catch up with everyone. And now we're going to go to the cabin, so that'll be fun. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode. Go check out some sourdough. See how it can relate to your portfolio, because there are a lot of parallels. And yeah, I hope you find a really good recipe. There's also a lot of those out there. But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And go check out the description for our Wise discount code, as well as the link to our website and all the other fun things in the description. And yeah, we hope to see you guys next week. Life's short.
Stay tall.